Who did you
Please go
hire
ahead.
a go?
Yeah, please go ahead.
And now it's recording, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, hire a go. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Prasanna, please go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
hire a go. And myself was Prasanna Kumar, and I have the about my education background was a degree become computer in the pass of the year of the 2020. Right now I'm working with one insurance company. Yeah. In that
Okay.
company, I'm working as a L1 support engineer, like a
Okay.
desktop support engineer.
Acha, okay. So, do you have a background like, okay, let me give my background as well. Like, I'm
Okay.
Raghu, like, I have 6+ years of experience into complete IT, like,
Okay.
most of many tools, like O365 is one of the tool. Like, I've been started my career like with related to email management, from base to exchange and like, open source tools, Jimra, lot many tools, like, you know, came
Okay.
across like O365 as well. Okay, so may I know the reason, like, why do you have any background of O365, or like how do you want to? What's your expectation on this?
Actually, right now I'm taking as a Azure. Okay, in that admin, Azure
Azure
admin.
admin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay,
Mm.
and that too already I have 2.5 years experience in IT support engineer, like
Oh, okay.
IAL down request,
Mm-hmm.
whatever is there as per the desktop support engineer roles and responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I know. Right now I'm working with Windows environment and as like as a server 2012 R2,
Acha, okay.
but not full of knowledge in servers like deployment level. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
is the like main deployment like AD creation, like password reset. Like no, I have only the limited access. Okay,
I
as of
understand that.
now,
Mm.
right now I'm taking with AZ, right? AZ 104 admin.
Mm-hmm.
If I've added this on the topic in my resume, it will be help. In
Okay, okay, okay,
Office
okay.
365 also, AZ is some like some domain is there, right? To
Mm-hmm.
sync our contacts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm taking this one as a way, but a lot of companies are using MMS Office,
Yeah,
right?
O365, like, the in the email providers, like, the major competitor for the
Yeah.
O365 is the Google Workspace. Like, but
Yes.
the upper layer,
G Suite, right?
Like, no, it
G
got
Suite,
into
right?
Google Workspace. Yeah, G Suite was the older name, but the new
Yeah.
name is Google Workspace. Okay, that's
Okay.
the only one. But there are a lot many things like when you go into O365, like user management. User management is the one thing, but when it came to, you know that, like, Intune and Google Workspace, like, sorry, Google Workspace devices management, and when it
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
to, O365, it has like, mobile device management,
Yes.
and this kind of, like, in detail, like, if I take, like, critical part is the devices part, but
Okay.
apart from devices, everything will be the normal thing. Like, since you came from the technical background, I don't think like it will take much time to,
Yes.
understand
Yes. But
the
I have some
O365.
knowledge in
Hmm.
already I have some the knowledge in Office is 365. Okay. Right now
Mm-hmm.
in my office also using that one that
Mm-hmm.
the admin team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one day I'm requested to the persons and then need to learn all those things. If anything will possibility is there, na, they just tell me one thing. I'm asking like last time they are given to me the console code entire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that time I have some knowledge on how to generate new user IDs and how to
Mm-hmm.
upgrade the license and
Mm-hmm.
password reset set,
Mm-hmm.
password reset. Every time it will be comes with a 12 uh, complex password, right?
Yeah, yeah,
End user unable to update their password. If they are coming with engineering uh, background,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
still some guys they don't know what is the 12 characters of password.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like some troubleshootings like in web. online repair and purchase, check for updates, whatever Microsoft Office related that is there, right? Excel
Mm-hmm.
or auto complications are like manual. And
Mm-hmm.
that time manual, I need to enter all SSL number like POP3 number 993. I have some
Mm-hmm.
knowledge on this Microsoft
Yeah,
Office,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
but I need to know how entire portal and how
Yeah,
it will look and how
mm,
it will work with AZ.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the two part is the main thing was the like the data migration,
Okay.
data migration and CSV file. Uh, In
Mm-hmm.
that CSV file, I can generate up to 100 users, right? In single
Yeah.
CSV file, right?
No, you can more than like, it depends on the file, but
Okay.
you can even like if it is for like what CSV file, if you are talking about, like I understand, like if it is from, you know, admin console in the web
Yes.
UI, like the limitations will be applied. But when it is from, you know, when you do it from PowerShell, definitely you can even exceed more than that. Like if you have the file,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, even we will be going through this some PowerShell script like parallelly. I'll just share my screen. It will be easy
Okay.
to, to
Yes. 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 I'm also
okay.
asking that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is the admin console, like how it look like.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
okay, so we will go through like what exactly the user management. And firstly, I would even like I thought of taking up base like the
Okay.
Exchange UI as well, but I don't think like that will be very useful for you because it just lags the time. Okay, and
Okay.
so since like you have a good background of it, like I just wanted to directly land up into the admin console page, and
Yeah.
I wanted to
Okay.
take you through this. And first thing, like we'll go to the user management and how the users has been created, like users would be created, and like what would be the major practices in the password creation methods, and what exactly the O365 provides, like security method. And even when you implement two-factor authentication, like you are aware, like two-factor authentication.
Yeah. 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 I know.
In
Right now I'm
two-factor authentication,
using.
yeah, in two-factor authentication,
Okay.
you will have couple of methods. Like one is like you will be adding your mobile device. The other one is like Authy, or like any other kind of like Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. You'll be using one more type of like security methods. Like or else like if you have any security device, like you can also security key, even that you can add as a security method. Like most of the companies, like for C level or like M level users, they'll be using like they'll be providing the security authentication keys. Even I don't have any security key, but definitely I'll take you through this, like take you through, walk you through even that kind of activity practice. And the user management completely creation group, how you create a group. And even in the groups, like we have like groups and SharePoint, sorry, shared mailbox, like how you can create a shared mailbox and share it to couple of users, and how that will get landed into particular user. Let's say we have an user called A, and let's say user is going to leave, like he's on vacation or something. Then you may get a request from some so from the team to map the mailbox of A to B. So in that scenario, how you can convert that user A mailbox to shared mailbox, even we'll go through that, like and in the groups, like you have groups, like groups in the sense, when you create a group, that will land up into a group into Teams application. Like but you even have like groups is something like when you create like in other let's say in the G Suite or Google Workspace or any other Jimbra, like groups are used to communicate. Like let's say you add 100 or couple of members in the group, but when you shoot an email to the particular group, like that email will be get distributed to all the members, list of members who are included in that group. But in case of O360, what happens when you create a group is a channel. Like you create a WhatsApp group, like how group of members can be communicated. For that purpose, like it will be utilized here. But there is a dedicated name called distribution list, like where it is used to deploy, like wanted to send or like distribute any message to all your team members, that even covers in the groups. And next, like we have the SharePoint. Like SharePoint is something like, nowadays it is even used in like, deployments as well. Like you have the development operations, like, development and operations procedure, right? Like nowadays. So even there, like, SharePoint getting used, like, most of the companies like Intel and like lot many companies, they are using to store their like artifacts and storage, like as a storage, secured storage service. Okay, so SharePoint is one of the major thing, and all this, like, the SharePoint or any storage, like, comes into picture again, comes lands back into the services, like what kind of services is provided by Microsoft O365. Like one is email management. Email management is the primary concern, but secondary concern, like what actually adds the value for O365, that actually measure need to be known. Like, what is the communication, like Teams is a communication Teams is not only a communication challenge provide channel, it also provides a feature called VoIP. VoIP, VoIP, right? You would have heard.
Uh, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Recently, I heard
Yeah.
recently only.
Yeah. Vonage and like, lot many service providers, like they are the dedicated ring central. They are the dedicated providers to provide the international numbers. But Teams is one of the among them, like, wherein if a company is like using Teams, like if they wanted to provide a dedicated mobile number, let's say like it's a virtual number, like even you can purchase from the, from Microsoft, and you can assign that number wherein user can directly call to any PSTN number. PSTN in the sense like, your mobile number to any other mobile number.
Yes.
That's like, VoIP, like voice over IP phone. Even that comes into the picture, like, in the Teams. And next comes into picture, like, the roles. There are a lot many things how you can uh what are the roles, like what kind of roles you define. Like if you fall into some like, granular IT system, then you may need to create some users and
Okay.
fine grain the, role management. Let's say you wanted to create an user uh to manage only the user request passwords, like he is only like, let's say L1 or L2 level,
Yes,
so
yes,
they'll not have like, access to super admin or like, global
yes,
admin,
yes.
global administrator, so
Yes.
access. So at that situation, like you may get a request of to create some, SharePoint administrator. Then you may need to create a role to apply only for SharePoint, like person only will have access to SharePoint. So that is role management.
Yeah.
These
Okay.
things are to discuss, like, it will be a very 1 minute or 2 minute, but it's not that easy to understand the things here.
Uh,
It one half an hour or 10 minutes, but definitely I mean to say, like, we will be covering these topics in
okay.
forward.
Okay.
Okay, and you have
Mm,
domains here, like what exactly the domain, like, so you see something here, like, this is a default, like jsimha test dot on
okay.
microsoft.com. It's a just a test, like whenever even you create a test account, you
Okay.
get the same something like,
Uh,
Ganesh or like something like, sorry, prasanna dot
uh,
on microsoft. That's a default thing. But when you have
default
a
thing.
domain, okay, when you have a domain something like, e2h.com or something, some x.com,
Okay.
so
Okay.
your company uses some .com, right? Like private website, private
Yes,
domain.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
how you need to, like, whenever email communication is happening, someone is like, trying to send an email to some prasanna at x.com. So how it
Yes.
is landing to you? Okay, prior to that, what exactly need to be set up? That is the primary, primary requirement.
Yes.
Firstly, you need to know, like, what exactly the domain is, like what kind of records need to be created in the domain, like what is a record, what is host record, what is mx record. Okay,
Okay.
and like even that part we will cover here. Okay, how the authentication process will between like hosting provider is someone like who provides the domain to you. Okay,
Okay.
and that
And
domain,
here
like,
I have one doubt, Raghu. Okay.
mhm.
And here I have one doubt. Okay. In this the console have like 99 days trial, right? Trial one, right?
Yeah, you will have 30 days, I think, for
30
O365.
days or 99?
No, no, 19, not, I don't think, like, it has been expired. This is a old one. I think only
Okay.
30 days you'll have. And I don't think,
Okay.
like, beautiful thing is O365 doesn't seem to ask credit card. So after
Yes, yes.
30 days, not even
Okay.
30 days, I think it is 25 or something. But
Okay.
maybe if you can just like search, you will get to know. Okay.
And how can I get that like on the testing and learning for lab access?
Sorry.
Uh, for example, okay, I'm the join the office. okay, in this
Mm-hmm.
40 hours of the class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that time, how can I get that train with via lab?
Yeah, that's what like I'll actually make you to create a test account. I'll give you an instruction. It's not a big deal, okay? It's
Yeah,
actually not
okay.
it's not even a big deal. Like you don't need to
Yeah.
wait for even like to that class even. You can even create like just search like how to create a test account or a Microsoft administration account. You'll get like just a normal thing. You only need to have a
Uh,
Gmail account and you can directly create it. But it will have time for 25 or 30 days. That's it. But if your question is something like how
mm,
can again, what
mm,
about my 10 days? Like, the test
yes, yes,
test
yes.
account is remains for 30 days. Like, what about the last 10 days? Like, I don't have really the answer, but it's not a big deal. You can create one more Gmail account and you can do it. Okay. No one questions from Microsoft.
Okay, no, but actually, my doubt was okay. Right now, I'm taking that AZ, okay, AZ admin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, recently, only generated the account
Mm-hmm.
for my lab and the testing or and learning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the same like that, in this admin have like 2 months or 3 months for lab purpose is there.
Mm-hmm.
For example, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
got
to
it, got it.
share my screen for your doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, right now.
Yeah,
Please accept this.
please.
Okay,
Yeah, please.
yeah. Are you able to see right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold it. For this
Mm-hmm.
example, and this is my AZ
Mm-hmm.
account. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can generate new like uh, virtual machines like storage account and
Mm-hmm.
for in this profile I
Mm-hmm.
can use it and here virtuals and storage account and that load balancer
Mm-hmm.
like this is complete for 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can
Mm-hmm.
access in anywhere up to 12 months. Okay, once I log in na, and Microsoft company will give you the uh,
Okay, I understand. I
this
understand that, but
money.
yeah,
Okay,
I understand
and
that.
that time at the as is the same thing. And how can I get that train my
No, 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 no.
personally to the office
Yeah, yeah.
365 lab
I
lab?
understand. I understand your perception on this, but
Okay.
since like cloud, like you got something like 15,400 or something
Yes,
like
yes.
right. Similarly, all
800.
the cloud providers, like as it is a resource provider, like you will be using some hardware resources.
Okay.
Therein, like you will get something like $24,000 on if it is other platform, and if it is other a platform, it is $30,000 or 12 months. If it is
Yes,
Oracle, you'll get 1 month like $200. Okay, so
yes,
the concept was something like wherein you have the hardware resources, you'll be trying to utilize them. Okay, but
yes.
here like you'll not have any hardware resources. So
Okay.
since they are not giving you any kind of credits or any kind of
Credits. Okay.
I don't even think like they'll ask to add your credit card. So you would have
Mm.
added your credit card or debit card for Azure portal, right? Like the one that
Yes,
you
yes,
showed me.
yes.
But
Yes,
we
yes,
don't
yes.
have that kind of mechanism here, okay?
Okay.
You can directly create it, and you can after 30 days or so, like when the
Mm.
deadline is done, like
Okay.
then it will give a notification to add your credit card to continue or something likewise. Okay, that's it. It will not take much time of much mechanism here.
Okay. Okay.
You understood that, right? Like what
Yes,
exactly the
yes, yes.
difference is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Is there any doubts? Like,
Yeah. No, no. I don't have any doubt. But actually, I have some the technical knowledge and how to create new users and how to sync with uh, like new
mm-hmm,
user only.
mm-hmm,
And when I checking with this site now, institute
mm-hmm,
site, in that site they are mentioning lot of topics actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to some interest to join this institute.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we will also cover something like, how the O365 is backed up cloud. O365 is cloud, right? Like,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
how
yes.
the cloud, even cloud has a capability of losing access to someone, right? Getting access
Yes,
to someone and get hacked. Like, even in
yes.
that situations, like, you need to back up, and there will be a third party tools. Like, latestly, like most of the companies are using their backup. I will even show you, like, how the backup is done, how the
Okay.
other third party tool is will be using to backup, and how to restore his works. Okay, so that's from my end. Like, if you have any doubts, please go ahead on this.
Right now I don't have Raghu. No, right now
Okay.
I don't have.
Okay.